Main?
So I've had the Forest Main guys because of Ben. So Ben was the brewer at
Okay.
District, and Ben and I, get along very well. And Ben's partner Katie works for Forest Main. So she had actually reached out to me a couple months back and was like, "Hey, like the Forest Main guys are, looking at a spot in Fishtown. They're looking to bring in a chef partner, and are you interested?" And like I was like, I blew it off. That's the best way to put it, because I kind of really didn't,
Welcome back to Brew That Podcast. I'm your host, Richie Tevlin, joined as always by Evan Blum.
Hello.
Thank you again to our podcast, our newest podcast sponsor, The Beer Accountant, Patrick McDonald. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for sponsoring us. Tonight we have on Dane DeMarco from Gas and Main in Jersey. So another Jersey spot.
Full of Jersey today.
Full Jersey today.
Uh-huh.
Right around the corner from each other too.
Exactly. Very cool. And then Snack Shack, the newest Forest Main concept in Fishtown, I guess.
Yes, right off of Frankfurt Avenue, right on Frankfurt Avenue, actually.
Yeah, I mean the coolest looking building, I think, on Frankfurt Avenue. Like it looks like I don't know what it.
It's an old firehouse. It's like
It looks exactly like it. It's very
a
cool.
historic building, from my understanding.
Hey, it used to be what, Chew or Nunu?
It was Chew, Nunu, Bing Bing. I think it was just like throw it at the wall, kind of.
No,
All
it's
the
not.
concepts in one.
So Forest and Main got announced that they were going to be in there a couple months ago, and I'll get it. We want to get into like the whole story about that happened because like they posted some story like we want a kitchen, and then I got you got announced of like you're taking over, and everyone was like very excited. So we're like, let's have you on, learn all about it. But I guess we're gonna learn kind of the story about like kind of what's happening with that. But let's start off with your story.
Sure.
So I just met you for the first time yesterday at the Hoagie Throwdown. So that was a lot of fun. Your chopped Italian hoagie was amazing.
Thank you.
But you've been in the Philly food scene for, I guess, a very long time.
Yeah, it's definitely like where I would say I've grown into who I am as a chef was on the Philly food scene. I'm most known for my like stint at the American Sardine Bar. I feel like it's like where I kind of put myself, out there more as a chef. Other than that, I was the chef at Second District Brewery. Opened that up.
Really?
In the South Philly Tap Room.
Second District has one of the best brewery food programs that I know.
Well, I started it. I can't speak for where it is now, but I know Tim is there, and I know Tim's a very talented chef. He was at Martha and everything, so I'm sure he's keeping up the program pretty well.
These are all great beer spots, too.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, definitely known in the beer scene for having, collections of craft and macro and like everything, so.
Yeah, and I know what you guys are doing at Gas and Main is all like kind of like... I'm not a food person, so I'm sorry for how I describe this as like a revamped, like old school American style, like elevated American, classic American food. Right?
Yeah, so like the concept behind Gas and Main is like, so before like, Sardine Bar and all those places, I used to draw a lot of inspiration like internationally from like, I had a lot of Asian influence and things like that. And while traveling more throughout the U.S., I've learned that there's like so many different little cultural pockets in the U.S. itself. And the United States is huge. And I feel like a lot of people actually don't understand that.
A lot of people just stay in Philly and go to the beach on the weekends in the
it's
summer.
not like Europe though. Like Europe's so tiny compared to the U.S. Like the U.S. is massive.
Yeah.
And we have so many different cultural pockets here that like I wanted to showcase. So like the South, the Midwest, and things like that. And I kind of started nerding out on it at American Sardine Bar, where like I had to make sandwiches, and I did like the United States of sandwiches, and like. Learned all these little cool quirky.
What was that, like every state you would try to do something, or?
I tried to hit every region.
Okay.
So like there's like some weird ones out there. So that was like kind of the inspo to like dive deep a little more into, the different cultural pockets. And Gas and Main is like tries to be representative of that. Along with like 50s dinner party-esque, like things your grandma cooked, but like brought to modern day life.
So you guys have like a meatloaf?
Yeah, we do like Salisbury steak, but like with bison, wild boar meatloaf.
One of my friends told me that like if you see meatloaf on the menu, you have to get it because if they're putting meatloaf in the menu, it's good.
It better be good. If not, you're like probably at like some crappy diner or something. Yeah.
So how did you get to American Sardine Bar? Like you've always been in the restaurant industry?
Yeah, I kind of grew up in it. My dad was a chef, so
Okay.
I like grew up spending like mornings in kitchens a lot, and watching him cook in the kitchen at home. And I'm very artistic, and I feel like I learned that food was very quickly like my craft and like my artistic flow.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so like I don't really do things by the book. I like to expand and push the limit and like put flavors together that don't really mend, and like people are like, I don't know if that's gonna work, and then you eat it and it does. So like that's kind of like my kitsch. I think I have like a kitsch, and I kind of like run with it.
So you said before you had like you were kind of like Asian inspired. Was that like you were trying to like put like a little Asian spin on everything?
Yeah, I was like very inspired by like Asian flavors. So like I would draw the lines. I would like make banh mi's and like different kind of Asian flavors of like chili crisp and Szechuan peppercorn and just kind of like Asian flavors and spices I was very inspired by, and now I kind of try to incorporate them more into like an American cuisine. So like right now I have a steak on, and like I use Szechuan peppercorn on the potatoes, and it's just like not Asian, but like maybe.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Like, is that part of the travels as well that gave you some of that inspiration?
I feel like it was just like more of like a boundary spice, like pushing the heat limits and things like that, and making it fun. That like first inspired me by it, and then just like
So you like the heat?
yeah, and it's like it's just like very. I'm not gonna say like easy ingredients to work with, but there's so many different flavor profiles of like oyster sauce and hoisin and peanut butter and things, and just like there's just like. I mean, most things like came from China anyway, like spaghetti and ketchup. So like, it all kind of started there. So just like bloom it into other things.
That's cool. So are you just constantly experimenting with everything, or?
Yeah, that's like kind of what I do.
That keeps it pretty entertaining.
Yeah, like the other day I was like, we were just like sitting in a circle, me and my CDC. I just hired a CDC at Gas and Main so that I can open the snack shack.
Yeah.
So we're like spitting ideas back and forth, and we're like going back and forth, and we come up with this idea of Dunkin' Donuts, and like it's like a spin on Dunkin' Donuts. But
Yeah.
We're gonna do like duck with like vanilla donuts and like a squash gravy, and we're gonna call it brunch.
So, I mean, did you go to culinary school?
No, I didn't go to culinary school. I just kind of started at the bottom. I was like a counter person at a restaurant, and like back in the day when we had like Donovan McNabb as our quarterback and the Eagles were in the Super Bowl that we lost, unfortunately. One of the line cooks called out, and my boss was like, hey, like, the food better than anyone, and like threw me on the line. And like, it's called Gitano's. It's like a South Jersey chain. It's very well known for its cheesesteaks. So like, they're monstrous. They're like very big, about like 18 to 20 inch cheesesteaks that are like jam packed with meat.
Yeah.
But like aside from that, they did like pastas and salads and hoagies, and like the menu was massive. I don't know how actually anyone ever did an inventory there, because like I can't even grasp my mind on that. But like they was like, oh, you're on the line tonight, and I was like, absolutely not. But
They're probably so drunk anyway. You're like,
but yeah, so like they ended up throwing me on the line, and I fucking crushed it. So I kind of fell in love with it, and that's kind of where I was like, all right, I guess I'm doing this.
nice. So, I mean, I guess you love the excitement of it, but like you're experimenting. Is that like every day you're just kind of throw it on the menu and see what sticks? Or do you try stuff out at home, or like what's your kind of like?
There's like two ways to do it. So like sometimes if I'm unsure of something,
Yeah.
well, I mean, obviously we R&D it and we test it and make sure that it's good, because if it's not good, then no one's gonna buy it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we are running a business that I guess can't suck. But I'll just a lot of times I'll taste something and I'll get a flavor of something, and a lot of my cooking in all of my career in its entirety is inspired by nostalgia. And like sometimes I'll taste something and I'll be like, oh, this reminds me of this. How can I do this? And then I will like come up with like a very weird, quirky way, like Dunkin' Donuts.
Do you look at cookbooks? Like, again,
inspired by vintage
I'm asking
cookbooks.
a lot of stupid questions. I know a lot about beer. I don't know anything about making food.
I think
No,
you
I'm
might be the
actually a
first
cookbook
chef
collector.
that
Okay.
we're having on the podcast, if I'm not incorrect. So this is like new territory.
Yeah. So it's mostly
No,
just
I'm writing a book. Ask away.
Yeah.
Let's go.
so you're reading cookbooks and you're like, how
For sure.
can I fit this into like some other thing? You're
Yes.
constantly you're reading it almost as a book. And
Yes, like I'm very currently like I've been obsessed with trying to figure out how to do something with Jello and like aspects and stuff, but like I haven't quite
Jello and
nailed it yet.
in a dessert or in dinner.
No, like a savory application. I'm also like super into ambrosia, which is like something a lot of people don't like, and like Minnesota salads.
What's ambrosia?
Ambrosia is like the marshmallow fluff with like cherries and oranges and coconut and mayonnaise, I believe, is also in it. Like
Wow.
the traditional way to make it.
Yeah. Do you have cookbooks that like inspired you?
Yeah, so
Because the way the brewing industry works, there's like 1,000 books that everyone's read, and it's like people that started breweries or
Yeah.
brewery recipe books that everyone's read. Are there like certain books that like you read that have inspired you? That are like standard books.
there's quite a few. I have a huge collection of vintage cookbooks.
Okay.
So if I'm ever like right now, currently with Gas and Main anyway, if I'm like in a rut, like we try to have like a science behind our menu and like a plan. So like we have like all these proteins that we like try to have each one of.
Yeah.
And like if I'm like stuck, like oh shit, I need a pork dish. Like I'll pull out the Time Life pork cookbook and like just kind of skim through it and try to draw some inspiration from it. But like Time Life books, Martha Stewart, Drummond is like that's my girl. She's the pioneer woman from Oklahoma. Yeah, I like to whenever I come up with something, I'm like, what's redoing, and check in with her recipe.
Is she an old school person?
She's like very down homey on the farm, but she makes like very much American recipes.
Yeah.
Like her husband is a cowboy, like literally they have a ranch. So, yeah.
And like where like sourcing food, how does that work? Are you because you're like a higher end food spot? Are you just like does everyone get the same food from everybody else and you guys just like fancy it up, or like how does like sourcing?
I would say it's a
work?
little bit of both. I worked for Scott Schroeder. He was like probably like my first chef that I worked for that kind of taught me more about. Like,
Was he at Sardine Bar?
he was the chef at Sardine Bar when I.
What is the story with Sardine Bar? Because I've heard like Scott is a legend, and then like he took over. You were supposed to be the heir apparent, but like who is Scott and like what was his deal?
Well, Scott left the Sardine Bar to go open Hungry Pigeon.
Okay,
So I was hired as the sous chef, and then I ended up just becoming the chef when he opened the Hungry Pigeon.
okay,
But he's like the first chef that taught me like about the importance of like our farmers and like how like support the local farms and like don't buy from the big purveyor when like your farmer has it. Like
Yeah.
sure you're gonna spend more money, but like it's a better purpose.
Yeah.
Spending the money. So that's like where I really got inspired and learned more about like local and sustainable and seasonal things, and that is something that I've carried with me throughout. Gas and Main in particular is a hyper seasonal restaurant, is what I like to call it. We change our menu about 6 times a year.
wow.
When it's gone from the farm and I can't get it, or
I imagine
it's
that's
not local.
fun to do, but I imagine that's a huge pain to manage.
Well, I also have like crippling ADHD, so like changing the menu often is I think what keeps me like excited.
Yeah.
When things like sit around for a while and they get stale, I get really bored.
Yeah.
It was a huge struggle when I got nominated for the James Beard Award because we got murdered. Like,
And they all want what you were nominated for, I guess, like what your menu was at that point, or
for the most part, but also like it was just too busy. Like we couldn't catch a breath. So like in the almost 3 years that the restaurant's been open, that winter menu, which like wasn't even that cool, was like probably the longest running menu we've ever ran.
and that's how we had Ken from Now a Human Robot, formerly Memphis Taproom.
Yeah.
And he had Triple D on.
Yep.
Yeah, and he said that it was terrible because everyone came in, they're like, we don't want to eat or we don't want to drink, we just want your burger because it was on
We want
Triple
what
D.
was on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of how it goes.
So, yeah, yep.
What was the process like for the James Beard? Was that like you just open up your internet one day and you're like, oh shit, I was nominated?
Yes, that's exactly how it happened, actually. Actually, it's even a better story than that, but yes. I feel like most people know they're getting nominated. Like, they have a PR person or they have, like, I don't know, a network, but, like,
Yeah.
when it's, like, little tiny 36 seat restaurant in New Jersey where like I'm a little bit separated and outside of the city that I know.
Yeah.
And the food scene that I knew and I grew in. And I logged into Instagram and this gentleman who worked for Rovoku, which is like the food processing company, sent me a message on Instagram. I'm like cutting onions for like the new mushroom dish or something. And he sends me a message and he's like, "Congrats on the beard nom, chef." And I legit wrote back and said, "Sorry, wrong person. LOL." And he was like, "No, like this is Chef Dane, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "No, you got a James Beard nom." And I was like, "What?" And like,
Step right up.
I like looked, I opened it up and I was like, "Whoa." And like, my reaction was like so silly. I just like knocked over trash cans and like ran out the door. Cause like, I mean, how do you react? That's like it's like,
It's
a very big deal.
Yeah. It's really cool. It's just like that you weren't expecting at all. So like,
especially when you have no clue. So yeah, but like it was a blessing and a curse in the same sense. Cause like, I mean, you get a lot of people that are coming and they have like high expectations and
is it immediately like you got nominated and like that night people just show up?
5 seconds later, the phone, I literally threw the phone out the front door and it was in a bush and like
actually did.
legit, like no joke. Like this literally, I threw the phone out the door and I was like, "We are filming this restaurant till further notice." And like some lady walking by answered it and like brought it in. I was like, "No, put my phone back in the bush. Like leave me alone."
People, I've heard that with the Michelin Guide is like coming, in the next couple months. I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
But is Jersey, is that a part of?
I would imagine no, but also I feel like if it does come, I mean, I probably would guesstimate would like not even be on a radar of that.
Okay.
I mean, I there's a lot of places, people are like, "Oh, I feel like they would get it and they would get it and they would get it."
But hasn't the Michelin Guide kind of changed they're like doing like a bunch of different stuff. It's not
There's
just like
different standards.
white tablecloth stuff anymore.
Yeah, there's like different tiers and stuff. So we'll see.
Yeah, but I've heard a lot of like restaurant people that are like, obviously it would be very great, but it's just gonna throw this whole wrench into everything. That like, I guess getting nominated is always a positive thing, but
Like I said, it has it's a blessing and sometimes it's not.
yeah, it's cool.
So interesting. It is interesting because, like, I guess when you think of it as a consumer, it's like, oh, this obviously these are the places I'm going to go to. Beyond the restaurant end or the back end, it just it changes operations.
For sure. I
So
mean, it
much.
definitely puts you like first and foremost like on a bunch of listicles and things like that.
Yeah.
You're extremely Googleable and people traveling. Like we get people currently, and like we're in Haddonfield. We're in a little tiny quaint, quiet town, dry town. On top of that, and like we get people that come and visit us from all over. Like people are like, "Oh, I saw like you on this list, and we just drove here today from like upstate."
You're on a lot of lists. I mean, you were number 20 in the Inquirer top 50 list.
Yeah, we're in the best. Yeah, Philly Mag, I think best of.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of positive press, which is very good, and
You guys
I hope to
what,
keep the standard with
a couple
it.
years ago.
Yeah, we've been open a little over 2.5 years.
Okay. So the Snack Shack is a much more chill spot.
Snack Shack's way more lax. I've had this
What-
concept in my pocket for a while.
And you said you wanted to do this. So like the Gas and Main is like upscale. Like what do you?
I wouldn't call Gasoline upscale. I think Philly Mag dubbed it best, and like I ran with it. They call it middle class fancy.
Yeah.
And I think that is like the proper description of what we do. I mean, we're doing meatloaf, but we're doing it with nice ingredients. So it's like it's fancy, but it's middle class fancy. We have linens at night, but paper napkins for brunch, and we have a shift throughout our day where we go from very fun, low key, approachable, where we're like blasting millennial pop music during brunch, and then we dim down the lights and pull out the linens, and our families coming to visit, we pull out the china, so,
Yeah.
so I think middle class fancy is what I would call it, to describe the way Gas and Main is.
How would you describe Snack Shack?
Snack Shack is so I'm calling it chefy concessions. I'm very inspired by nostalgia and things
Yeah.
like that. So the concept to Chefy Concessions and Snack Shack is like neighborhood little league ballpark snacks.
That's cool. You guys are like the corner that you guys are at in Fishtown is kind of like the perfect spot for a concession stand.
Yeah, but also like I mean, you guys are beer guys, so like every time you go to a brewery, everyone is schlepping their kids to them also.
Yeah.
So like I mean, I feel like brewery food, like, you know, when I sat down with the guys, I was like, yeah, sure, like we could put a mac and cheese on, we can put a pulled pork on. Like you go to any brewery in the entire country, they're gonna have those two things. Like
Yeah.
what? Let's not do that. Like let's be approachable but fun and like chefy at the same time. Where like I'm not going to sell a $21 hamburger. I'm going to sell, you know, somewhere between a $5 and $8 cheeseburger where you come, you have a few beers and you slam back 2 of them.
That's cool.
So that's like,
I know you guys already sell a hot dog. I guess.
yes, hot dogs are my thing actually. At Second District, I did 102 different hot dogs.
Really?
Yeah, we did a hot dog of the week for 2 weeks shy of 2 straight years.
Wow.
And the only reason it was shy is because I was like, I am so over hot dogs. And so I've made a lot of hot dogs in my day, but definitely with what the 2 hot dogs I have now are the world's best. I use a Snake River Wagyu hot dog, and we put house-made mustard. We have one with pickles on it. And then the other one we do is peanut butter and Fritos.
So, because I have you here, I can ask you these questions. Snake River is like what? That's a farm out west that just makes amazing beef.
Yeah, so it makes amazing beef. They are known for their Wagyu, and like,
Okay.
they're like...
And is Wagyu a type of cow, or is it just like the level of meat?
It's the level.
Okay.
It's like the cut. Wagyu is like... It's the way it's like... It's very minimal...
I see. I go to the grocery store sometimes. They say they have like Wagyu stuff. I'm like, is this even?
It's like the muscle form of it, so it's just
Okay.
like more tender. It's just a better cut.
just like marbled meat.
It's just a better cut.
Okay.
Yeah, so... And you make a hot dog with it, which is not...
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I've
stupid.
never heard of a hot dog, a Wagyu hot dog before.
It's a really good hot dog.
I could imagine it's a good hot dog.
It's a very good hot dog. It's got natural casing. It's got a nice snap to it, nice smokiness. It's really good, and I feel like it makes it the best hot dog.
Yeah, but are you gonna sell that at Snack Shack?
No, Snack Shack's not gonna get a Snake River Wagyu. Currently, I think I'm gonna go with a Nathan's all natural casing. It's a 6-to-1. It's like a skinny boy. The natural casing, it has a nice pop to it. Like I said, I'm trying to make things more approachable. I don't want to have, you know, a hot dog that like I want someone to come in, like I want some like beer guy to come in, slam back 2 IPAs or, you know, some lagers, and then just like eat like 3 hot dogs and not have any cares.
Hot dogs have come back in the last couple of years.
Hot dogs are currently on a trend.
Yeah.
I feel like ever since someone dubbed it a glizzy, it's become like a new invention of the hot dog. Where like people are like, oh,
Yeah,
you should
glizzy
eat
came from,
3
but
hot dogs
definitely, like-
here. Now everyone's like eating 3 hot dogs a week. So
Whoever came up with the word glizzy, like definitely like inadvertently changed the.
the trajectory of the hot dog,
Yeah.
for sure.
It was big hot dog.
It's like the
but
reinvention of the hot dog.
There was also like Dollar Dog Night was like so hot the last couple of years at the Philly Stadium.
When getting rid of it made it
Yeah.
even more of like,
Yeah, it was exclusive.
yeah. But I feel like right now, majority of the bars in the city, you can get a hot dog at.
And Attic Brewing just opened up their own hot dog concept in a food truck too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, looks fantastic.
What's it called? It's named after their dog.
Bad Nina's.
Bad Nina's, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's from Chicago originally, so she's like,
It's probably makes a mean hot dog.
yeah. I haven't had it yet. I'm super hyped for it.
And my spouse and I went to Chicago. We like ate a bunch of different places to like compare, you know, the Chicago dog.
That's what you got to do when you go there.
Yeah.
That's my. I did the same thing.
Unpopular opinion though, I really liked Portillo's or however you say it.
Portillo's.
Yeah, like the hot beef.
Yeah.
I like theirs too, but it wasn't as good as a few other places. But I really like their hot dog.
I did not care too much for what with it was the Italian beef or the hot beef.
No,
It was okay. It was.
I love an Italian beef.
It was. I don't know. I mean, it might be a bias thing. It just felt like a wet sandwich to me a little bit.
But see, like there's a like I said, I'm like a sandwich nerd too. But like,
Yeah.
there's a time and a place for a wet sandwich.
Yeah.
And that one is like you just have to go in for it, like knowing it's going to be a wet sandwich, and just like you gotta have like the stance, like when you're like eating a wet sandwich. But like soggy beef bread is like the best kind of soggy bread.
That's how Kobayashi does it.
That's exactly so.
I get it, because if somebody came to Philly and was like trashing a messy cheesesteak, I'd be pissed. So
So my fiance is Mexican, and like I've been getting into like the Mexican cuisine.
Okay.
My biggest surprise is in Mexico they crush hot dogs, and she was like, "This isn't a hot dog. This is a sausage. It's only a hot dog when it goes on the bun." But they use hot dogs as just a sausage and just put it on everything. And it's just like a meat substitute or not substitute. They use it as like a meat on their everyday food.
Eggs.
Everything that gets a fried egg and hot dogs on it.
Hot dogs and eggs is like probably the
not
number one
realize
breakfast I've eaten in most kitchens I've ever worked in.
I mean, it's delicious. It's a full meal, but yeah, we had hot dogs for dinner today.
But even like a late night hot dog in Mexico City, like you leave a bar at late night and there's so many hot dog carts out there selling hot dogs, which like
and they're like the Mexican style hot dogs, like they're not like Chicago dogs. They're dressed up like like some Mexican toppings on it. But I don't know, it's great. I did not expect that to be like what I was eating most when I was in Mexico, but
there's a lot of hot dogs in Mexico.
Yeah.
I feel like hot dogs are everywhere though. I mean, I mean, they're German, they're in the Netherlands. I mean, hot dogs are everywhere. So I feel like every
universal
has one too. Yeah,
delicious.
Yeah.
Hey, brewery or small business owner, are you tired of navigating complex brewery accounting and taxes on your own? Staying up late working on financials and getting your finances in order after a whole workday? At the Beer Accountant, they understand the unique financial challenges of the craft brewing industry. They're a CPA dedicated to helping breweries like yours thrive, with services ranging from qualified bookkeeping, business tax prep, to strategic financial planning. Stop wasting time on spreadsheets and focus on what you do best: making great beer and running a small business, servicing over 50 breweries in 4 states. So if you own a brewery or small business, stop overpaying for reactive support and start being proactive with the Beer Accountant. Don't brew that IPA without this CPA. Visit beeraccountant.com to learn how their specialized expertise can help your brewery grow, profit, and succeed.
So what do you have, like a signature dish, or like I mean, say you kind of like made your name at Sardine Bar. Like, did you have a signature dish at Sardine Bar, or like?
No, but I'd like to take full credit for bringing the chopped cheese to Philadelphia. I do, because now they're also everywhere. No, I actually hate that question more than anything.
Why was that?
I just like never have a proper answer to it, and then like I end up taking that question home with me, and like I dwell on it for like hours of like.
We make a lot of different stuff. Like gas and main is so much different than your snack shop concept. Like, you seem like you have a wide range. Like, I just think you just make whatever you want.
what's your favorite like protein or like ingredient you like to use?
Someone made a joke at me last week that my menu is very pork heavy. So like that's been a joke at the restaurant. Like, oh, like I put something on, I'm like, oh, another pork dish. Oh, we're pork heavy, so no, I don't really have like a favorite protein I work with.
Have you found that some dishes, I mean, you've worked at a lot of places that are like very beer heavy places, and Gas and Main doesn't sell any alcohol.
I think that was like the hardest curve with opening Gas and Main, is like majority of my background is bars and gastropubs, and like I can feed people to their blue in the face if there's like a beer pairing with it, because like salty, spicy, all those notes. And Haddonfield is just a different crowd. One of the things I take pride in is I feel like I can figure out how people want to eat, and I feel like that's what makes me a great chef, and a good business owner. Is like learning how to feed people. Like, I ran 3 different restaurants for one company, and each of those 3 restaurants had different things. They were 3 different concepts. One was a bar, one was a restaurant, one was a brewery, and all 3 of them were completely separate and different.
Are they all? Is that all one company? Sardine Bar?
Yeah, it's LPMG.
I'm like so disconnected. Like, how did I not know that? It's like,
I feel like a lot of people actually don't know that. I don't really feel like it's like super common knowledge. But I think that is the key to things, is like learning how to feed people. And
Every spot's different. Figure out what they want out of that
and like
spot.
Haddonfield was like, it's a dry town, so I had no idea. You know, I didn't know any of these people. I've never like owned a restaurant, operated a restaurant, even like really ate out in Haddonfield before there was a restaurant there. And so I'm like opening this restaurant with like my quirky left field ideas of food, and you know, people are like, what are you doing? Like, the reason I sell a hot dog and a hamburger there, well, you have to sell a hamburger. It's an American restaurant. But I had a hot dog and burger joint also called Burger Time. And we sold, like, it was stoner food, essentially. Like, you know, like, we put, like, Doritos on hamburgers and things like that. And when I signed the lease, the rumor around town was, oh, like, they're bringing hot dogs and hamburgers to Haddonfield. And, like, I don't know if you've ever been to Haddonfield, but, like, it's a very cute, quiet town. It's a... you know, a mixed crowd of like young people, old people. It's a wonderful town. I absolutely love Haddonfield.
It's so
but
cute.
But it took me a minute to learn about it because like I didn't really know. I just moved
It's a
to
little bit
Jersey.
different from South Philly.
It's extremely different from South Philly. That is essentially what I am saying.
Yeah.
And so they're like, they're gonna sell hot dogs, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sell a hot dog, and I'm gonna sell the world's best hot dog. And so that is how the hot dog at Gas and Main.
And you call it the world's best hot dog?
It is called the world's best hot dog.
I like
yes.
that.
It's a very excellent hot dog. I can't deny that. It's very good. It has like kind of a cult-like following. We do we call it a dinner party to kind of play on like the 50s, you know, dinner style and, you know, the eating of the cultures through America through the years.
What is a... I know the term 50s dinner party, but what is that? It's just like people in the 50s had a lot of dinner parties?
Yeah, it was like how you hosted your friends.
Okay.
Like it was like where you like, you know, bumped elbows with your neighbors and kind of, you know, you'd have like, you know, Karen from down the street over and
I imagine it's like
martinis, like
Leave It to Beaver. Is that what you
exactly
like the
kinda
Sears
like
catalog?
that. Yeah, like she worked on the, you know, the roast all day, and like, you know, it's kind of like bragging rights for the husbands and stuff. Dinner party. So we do a dinner party, which is what we call it. It's a 5-course tasting menu. It's a surprise, so like you don't know what you're getting.
Cool.
That's sick.
You go into it blindly, and like you could be doing it at this table, and the person next to you could be doing it also, and you're both gonna have two completely.
Oh, really?
experiences. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. But like one of our like staple dishes that we do is the third course. We call it the after school snack course, and it's hot dogs and mac and cheese. So
Yes.
it's
my
world's best
favorite
hot
dish of
dog.
all the time.
And then we do a truffle gnocchi mac and cheese.
Damn.
So it's like,
Damn.
you know, a little classy, trashy, middle class, fancy, if
Yes.
you will. And our servers always tell the tables and our guests, like, you know, take that hot dog and, you know, scoop up the cheese. And it's just it's a fun bite, but
That's cool.
yeah.
Was it just going from South Philly to Jersey? Like, was that an easy decision? Was that like you saw the opportunity there? Obviously, a ton of learning too.
So truth be told, Gas and Main was not planned. It was a happy accident.
Okay.
I had a guy I knew who's currently I work with him is Peter Breslow. He's a PR company.
Yep.
I hadn't worked with him at this point in time, and one day he shot me a text message and was like, "You want to buy a restaurant?" And I was like, "Yeah, no, thank you." And he's like, "Well, think about it. Like, you know, come look at it. I know a guy who's trying to, you know, get out of business." So I was like, "No." And then he was like, "Well, come on, like, come look at it." So I went and looked at it, and I was like, you know, I had this like idea and this concept because, like I said, I have a million concepts in my brain, and it kind of just it happened, and here we are. So I have Gas and Main down, which Gas and Main is named after the cross streets of where my spouse and I got married in Las Vegas. It's like where I don't know if more than one exists, but there's like the mural of the dogs playing poker on that.
Okay.
Yeah. So our wedding party was lost, and we had like taken 2 photos, and they were like not in any of them. So we were like screaming at them on the phone. They're on a party bus, like getting, you know, loaded. And we're like screaming at them, like, "We're at Gas and Main, we're at Gas and Main." And like I hang up the phone and I like look at my new wife and I'm like, that'd make a good restaurant.
It's a great name.
And then like here we are, 2.5 years later, and we have Gas and Main, and it's been one of the greatest happy accidents that we've done so far. So
It feels sometimes like you go around to like different cities and it's like there's always bars that are named the same thing. But like Gas and Main, it rolls off the tongue. It feels like one of those names that he could be like.
it sounds purposeful, but sometimes
it
people are
does.
like, "Well, you have like a gas line," and I'm like, "Listen here, Betty, come on." But like it's cute because like we've had a lot of customers now that have like gone to Vegas and like have gone to it.
That's cute.
Like somebody was in a couple weeks ago and she's like, "Look, I took a picture. We were at Gas and Main." And
Yeah.
I'm like,
And it's
that's really
personal.
cool.
It has a story behind it.
Yeah, it's very personal. I think some of the recipes and stuff that I do there are like my grandmom's. A lot of the things that
Was your grandma a cook also, or is it just
no,
kinda
she
get the
just
kitchen?
like she just cooked and like she had her things that she did, and like my aunt, I'm Polish, so she's my chachi. She's very known for her funeral potatoes, which I recently learned they're called funeral potatoes from Utah, but in Minnesota they just call them like potato casserole, where it's like cornflakes crushed on top.
Yeah, we call them party
she's known-
potatoes.
What do you call them? Marty potatoes?
Party potatoes.
No, party potatoes. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's fun. But it's like a dish a lot of people grew up with. They have
Yeah.
different names, and like a lot of the recipes that I pull from are like things I grew up eating. I like to cook things that I like to eat that make me happy, and if they like make other people happy, that's really cool.
So your dad was a chef, right?
Yeah.
Did he have a specialty, or he just
No.
kind of cooked everything?
Not at all. My dad was like a banquet chef. He would go to work at 6, be home by 2. He was an excellent chef. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna like.
But did you have stuff at home that was like, did he cook at home, or were you just like, that's my work, and like we're just eating normal at home?
He cooked. He made like a lot of seafood dishes. Like my spaghetti and crabs is very inspired by him.
Ooh, that's
Italian dishes.
what's
and
spaghetti
very-
and crabs? Is that there's literally just crab meat and spaghetti?
So my dad would like cook, like you cook the blue crabs. Like we would go crabbing and we would catch the crabs together.
Yeah.
And then we'd bring them home and he'd actually like think it was funny to like let them run around our kitchen for a while. But you braise the crab in the gravy, the red sauce.
Oh, cool.
So it like would get like a really intense like crab flavor from all the crab fat and everything, and the shells and all the good that like most people throw away.
Yeah.
So that was like probably one of the most known things that my dad made was the spaghetti and crabs, and we would make a batch. Like it was like we brought out the big stock pot and we had
The ore.
exactly like how a lot of Italians like make their like sauce at the end of the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how my dad made spaghetti and crabs, and we would have quarts of it like in our garage freezer that would like last us the year.
Nice.
Yeah. So
What's your so it's very seasonal. Like what's going on seasonally at Gas and Main? What's the fall menu like?
So I actually just typed up the menu today. I like to put like little blurbs at the top because we do like, every season has different vegetables that come and go throughout. So we'll have like version 1.0, and like if we change one thing, we'll put like 1.5. So this is our current. It's listed as it's technically still summer, but we're entering fall vibes.
Cool.
1.0. So we're gonna start to introduce a little bit of apple and some squashes and things like that. So I'm pretty stoked on it. I'm really sad to see summer go. I love summer vegetables and summer produce, tomatoes, cucumbers,
Yeah.
all that deliciousness. But I also think fall vibes are.
How does like the Philly restaurant and bar scene kind of like summer's dead? Everyone's down the shore. You're in Jersey, but you're basically in Philly. Is it kind of the same thing where it slows down a lot?
It's the same. This summer was a little weird and a little out of pocket. We actually had a very, very good summer. I think that people, I don't know if they came to Haddonfield as like they're like, we're going somewhere.
And also you're getting a lot more popular. And maybe it's just like it's
Maybe.
counterintuitive to everyone else that's
Maybe. I mean, I feel like the shift of summer is probably like the same as it was in the city where like Wednesdays and Thursdays become your new Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
And like Sunday nights are like super busy because everyone comes home and doesn't want to cook.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would say it's like kind of the same.
Okay.
Summers are hard usually.
It's different. It's like we're literally at the perfect distance away for it to ruin it. Like
I would feel like the
if it was
past
further away, it
the
would
past
be-
2 years I was like pretty bummed because I'm like the summer menu's the best menu and no
Yeah.
one is here to eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So curious, how did your relationship start with the guys at Forest and Main?
So I met the Forest and Main guys because of Ben. So Ben was the brewer at
Okay.
District, and Ben and I, get along very well. And Ben's partner Katie works for Forest and Main. So she had actually reached out to me a couple months back and was like, "Hey, like the Forest and Main guys are, looking at a spot in Fishtown. They're looking to bring in a chef partner, and are you interested?" And like I was like, I blew it off. That's the best way to put it, because I kind of really didn't, want to.
Yes.
And I didn't know where the space was. I didn't really have any background info. I didn't really have anything, knowledge of what was going on, where they were going. And so I work with a broker. Her name is Stephanie Gable. And she had reached out to me and was like, "Hey, like, these guys at Forest and Main are like looking at this spot and they don't want to do it unless like they find a chef." And it happened to be like the spot that I met Steph through. So it was like kind of like a full circle moment. And so I was like, I'll entertain it. Like, let's go chit chat. So we chit chatted, and I feel like the vibes just kind of aligned. Our visions aligned on like what we were both kind of looking to get out of the partnership. And so it kind of just seemed like a no-brainer. I mean, I think that they make incredible beer, very talented guys, and I feel like I make really good food to drink beer with. So, I feel like it kind of just was like...
It's essentially like so much history of brewing at great beer spots.
Yeah.
Or cooking at great beer spots to like pair with them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not like... If I'm going to do something with people that, like, with a brewery or, brewers, I want it to be something that I can stand behind.
Yeah.
And, you can definitely stand behind, the products that they put out.
That, the corner that you're at also, it's like Fishtown kind of got like way too expensive. And like, some of the places kind of just like dropped out.
Yeah.
But you're at the most prime spot. I mean, there's
Great
like,
location.
It's Johnny
Excellent
Brenda's
location.
and Frankfurt Hall is the one. And then like the second spot where everyone goes is the Hinge, where Frankfurt kind of turns, and that's where you're at in this cool looking building.
Yeah, it's a very cool looking space. It's an old firehouse.
Yeah.
You walk in, it's got high ceilings. It's a very open concept. It's a very cool space. The finish like is going to be really awesome. It's definitely going to have a completely different look than what you had.
Cool.
There's been a lot of work done in the building to kind of, differentiate the space and make it feel new, like when you walk in. Because there's like nothing worse than like walking into a place.
It's going to be new.
Right, exactly. You got it. So, yeah, it's a cool space, and it's being transformed into even a cooler space. So,
Cool. So it's like, if it's like, 50, I don't mean to ask questions if you can't answer them, but if it's like, 50 people in there with like a full kind of kitchen, are you going to be literally like making the food and serving it kind of right there as kind of like a takeaway window?
yeah, pretty much. So everything is going to be either ordered on a kiosk or through a QR code.
Cool.
And you'll just get a text that says like, "Hey, your order's ready," and you're just gonna come and you're
So
pick it up.
are doing that now already.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's used to that.
Exactly. It's like not a new concept, so it
Yeah.
should be pretty easy to adjust to. So yeah, you're just like gonna pick it up, and then mostly everything will be not disposable, but like pretty disposable. Like we'll have like boats with papers and things like that. So
It's like the perfect, I don't want to call it just like a premium spot, so if you can be there all night, but it's like the perfect like spot. I don't know.
I think it's gonna be a perfect spot where you can come and hang out for hours, or you can come and just have one and a snack.
Just drop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a hot dog and a beer and then head out.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's gonna be like I said, I'm not doing like full dinners. It's more snackable and poppable and crushable to go along with the beer program. We'll have some fun quirky things because it's me, and of course that's like what we do. And then again, I'm very well versed in and known for vegan options, so we'll have like a full line of vegan offerings as well.
That's nice. I don't think Forest Main has a kitchen at their other spot either.
They
They used to,
Yeah.
and now they don't.
Yes.
That's cool. I mean, Forest Main is like, definitely top 5 brewery in the city, but like been here for a while, has established itself as like around the country, people know Forest Main. And it's very cool that the movie directly into Fishtown.
Yeah, I think so too, and I think that was like part of the part that they were very excited about, and I think like the line was just like one of them was just, I don't remember who said it, but they were like, well, we like already sell our beer in Philly, so like we might as well put a tasting room, and it's like, well, like when you put it that way, it kind of, you know, sounds so simple and easy and like duh.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, so Dan Endicott, one of the owners, he does a lot of, he's a painter, he's an artist, and he does, like, when you go into the International Bar, like all the artwork all the time, it's just always his. He's like these like pop up like art shows there, just like, you know, putting stuff up on the wall.
Yeah.
I'm like kind of hoping that like he puts some of his art up there.
Well,
it's
I
very
know-
distinctively his.
Yeah.
Their logo is hand drawn.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, you know, I mean, I've learned a lot over the years with like opening things, and like I was like creating the menu and like designing it out, and like I was like, hey, do you have like a branding kit? And they were like, no. And I was like, but do you have your logo? Like, is there like an artwork to it? And he's like, well, I drew that. And I'm like, oh, well, can I have it? He's like, let me see.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's like hand drawn, and it's very cool, you know, with the logo. I'm sure you guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. His just hit the can work or the can.
The can art too is very cool.
Yeah, every can so uniquely different, and even like the little caricatures that he has in his head. It's like each, like they tell their own story. Like he's got an idea of what the story is
For sure, like even in the descriptions of the beers, like if you like read what they like send out for like when it goes on a menu, like there's a beer on currently at Standard Tap that is on the cask, and like the description of it is like it's like eating Twizzlers for breakfast or something like that, and I was just like, what? That's like, but then you drink it and you're like,
Yeah, they're
the tasting notes are wild.
It's like the owners there are just like they're artists, you know. It's not like they're just the brewers. Like they need like to scratch this creative itch and like everything that they do.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like the tie with that also is like, I feel like Ben is very similar in that, like with his like artistic ways of like making beers and the tasting notes, and you know, and like just even the names of the beers that he would come up with like at Second District.
Yeah.
I feel like it makes so much sense that like, you know, Katie works with these guys because I see a lot of similarities, and like I don't want to like, I don't know. Like just like their ideas of like what you can do with beer and like how creative you can be and like how the limits can be pushed is like kind of like the way I treat like certain things with food.
Definitely. I mean, like even the saisons they had, they were like pulling yeast off of trees and stuff.
Yes.
Very local. I mean, that's about as local as you can get. You know?
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Yes.
And you guys both have Maine in the name.
That's also
That had to have been a laugh.
so it was like, was it on purpose? I was
You guys have been
no.
in Maine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we were just telling someone yesterday, like my spouse and I was like, oh yeah, like we're going to Forest Main. They're like, well, you're gas in Maine. Like, was that on purpose? I'm like, no, we both just had these names, but we've come together now.
That's funny.
So.
Forest and gas.
Could be. But so like all of our branding for Snack Shack says like Snack Shack at Forest Main.
Cool.
Yeah, so should be pretty cool. We're gonna have a very giant pretzel.
That's
A very giant pretzel.
Well, I was originally on the thing as like pretzel duh, and then like I just got to write up for my pancakes. I do table pancakes because like I feel like when you go out to brunch, everybody like wants one bite of sweetness. So we do table pancakes, and it's like a little small silver dollar stack that we stack like really high. And I was like, oh, we should call this like a table pretzel, so that like it kind of ties the two businesses together. And like,
Yeah.
when I say like it's a giant pretzel, like we're currently like working on like a pretzel, like probably like like it's gonna be like
It's gonna hit so good on like a weekend night.
Yes.
That's what everybody
On
wants.
Instagram, dude. It's
don't-
like everyone's
right.
trying to take a picture of that thing.
it's gonna be like the obnoxious thing everyone Instagrams because you have to. So like that's like one of the fun things that we're currently like R&Ding and working on.
Do you make pretzels at your other place?
No. This is like completely different than like what we do there. I'm also working on a like a chicken patty. So like
Chicken patties.
like the after, you know, like we go, like you get it from like a snack stand or like after school or like even like grade school lunches. So like we're scratch making up a chicken patty. Now it's gonna be like regular sandwiches.
Can you open soon?
We're working on it. Working on it. There is equipment in the building, so that is a plus. That's a move in the right direction.
So you've been trying to open up a place like this. Your burger place was previously like you said like a stoner place.
Pretty much.
Do you kind of like? I mean, is that kind of like where you lean, like these elevated, low? I don't know.
Highbrow, lowbrow.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of. That's like it's kind of my kitsch.
Yeah.
Approachableness, but like. Yeah, highbrow, lowbrow, classy, trashy. That's like the other way to put it, I guess.
Yeah.
Type things. I have like refined sense. It's just not really what I want to do. It's not something. Like I said, I like cooking how I like to eat and what I want, and hope that other people want and like it too.
Are you cooking nonstop?
I don't cook at home.
Okay.
Like people are always like to my
I
mom, you
think
must eat so well at home. She's like,
That's
"No."
why I asked if your dad did, because I feel like you have to kind of like separate. Like I hear like a lot of chefs like don't cook at home. It's like it's almost like it's
I
so
cook
much.
most at home in the summer because I like grilling. So
Okay.
we have a nice backyard now that we moved to the suburbs.
Burp.
And so I do like to, grill and cook outside. But other than that, it's like, I feel like it's like, the average, chef diet of like hot dogs and ramen noodles, and eating over a trash can, when I get home.
It's not exactly the same thing, but like I don't know many brewers that homebrew.
Right.
It's like, why am I doing this? I can just
Right.
do this at work.
Exactly.
You do have to eat. You don't have to drink.
I have to drink.
I feel like you need a nice balance of both.
Yes.
That's how you have the happy life.
Exactly. It's all about balance.
Exactly. So, yeah. So I don't cook at home. And no, thank you.
I did want to ask, like, you've been on a handful of shows. What have those experiences been like?
They're all different.
Uh-huh.
I've done.
Are they all on the Food Network?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Some are more produced than others.
Yeah.
Some of them are legit, like you see. So like,
Really?
for instance, like Chop. That is legit. Like you open a basket, you open it twice in like less than 30 seconds. They film it twice and you go. The clock is real.
To
Where-
me, that like from someone that doesn't know it, I look at that show, I'm like, this can't be real.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's legit. Like legit. Like the clock runs out, you are donezo. You cut yourself, you're probably donezo. Legit though. Like you do this, you close it, you do this, and then you go. And it is very fast and is very intense. And
Do you prepare for something like that?
for me, I like went in with like an idea of like, oh, if I get to a dessert round, I'm gonna do this. Like,
Does it give you
somehow.
anything, or there's
No,
like,
you get nothing. They'll try to trick you. I got tricked. They told me I was
Really?
going to be on like a frying episode. So I like showed up ready to go with a fryer. And then they were like, oh, just kidding. And then at the end, they were like, well, you fried things. I'm like, well, you told me to. You literally told me to. But yeah, so they'll trick you. But then there's like, other things that there's more TV magic involved.
yeah.
So like, there's a lot of editing and extra time added and, things like that. So.
Do you have interaction with Guy Fieri?
Yeah, so I filmed Guys Grocery Games.
Yeah.
And I did a pandemic episode of Triple D.
Yeah.
I would say that Guys Grocery Games was probably one of the best top tier experiences I ever experienced in my entire life. He is a rad dude. I don't understand why he gets so much hate. Like,
Because he's so cool. Like you have to. I love him, but he's so cool that like. He's just on the internet.
he
You
just
have
does
to-
so much good shit though. Like,
Yeah.
Like everything in that store that you see is real food, and like he has like someone whose job it is to, like literally do an inventory daily, and they just like donate it all to a food bank.
Oh,
When all those California fires happened, he turned, the Guys Grocery Game set into like a shelter and like housed people that were.
I heard some interview they did. He was like a legit, restaurant owner from like very young and like kind of built it up and like was not trying to do this and kind of like
It happened.
it happened. And now it's just like everyone hates on him because like he seems fake. Like this dude can't be real. Like
No,
okay.
he's a pretty solid dude. He's a pretty solid dude. But like that experience in itself, like he also does like cool stuff where like if you're on the show and you're like, well, at my restaurant we do this, and he's like, no, cut. You say, well, at Gas and Maine we do this. Like he's all about
cool.
like hyping yourself up and
Yeah.
put yourself out there and like, you know, advertising for yourself. And like aside from that, like he like, I mean, I don't know if I just had like a happy act, like it was like good vibes or whatever, but he like cast the shows with like people that you'll vibe with. And like, you know, two of the guys that I filmed Guys Grocery Games with, like I have like still, you know, a network with and
That's
connection
cool.
with. And
That is
we've
cool.
done things at each other's restaurants. Like, you know, they've done like, we, you know, at Sardine Bar, we do like, you know, guest things at like the holiday parties and things like that. And like they've done sardines and I've done things with them. And it was just like a cool like networking, you know, with the other people that were on the show.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Built lifelong like, you know, friendships and collaborations with.
Is it like a one day thing? Like you just like fly in and it's just like get
Sometimes, some of them like are on the course of 2 days. California has like a lot of, you know, crazy filming laws and things like that. But pretty much though, yes. Like you fly out, you film, and then they like if you get eliminated that first round, like you're on a flight in an hour. It's like really
Really?
wild. Yeah.
It's like leave now.
yeah,
mission.
yeah.
It's special for you. It's not. I guess it's not special for the producers. There, it's just like you're just like
Yeah.
part of the show.
Yeah, and it's actually filmed in like not like anywhere you'd expect. So like I feel like Chopped, I filmed in New York City, like literally in the like in Manhattan, like
Wow.
I don't know, like city center proper. And so Guys Grocery Games is filmed in Santa Rosa, which is like where he lives. So like you fly into SFO, but then you're like 2.5 hour car ride out to like
I guess when
Santa
you're
Rosa and like
got
drive in a
here,
car.
you decide where you're gonna film.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably was just like, I live here. This is where I'm filming. Deal with it.
Yeah.
It also probably has different filming laws than San Francisco.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, but like I know they can't film on like Fridays, so like if I don't know if you like are familiar with watching Guys Grocery Games, but like sometimes they'll be like, this is a 1-round show, and that's because they were like running out of time. But he like literally makes that stuff up as he goes. Like the producers have no idea the games he's pulling out. They have no idea like what he has planned.
No way.
It's
That's
all
cool.
like improv kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun. It keeps it fun.
It's pretty fun. So I was on a Super Bowl episode, and it was the year that the Eagles won the Super Bowl against New England.
You had a pizza dip, right?
I did a pizza dip, yes.
It's cool.
But it's funny because I actually used to make the pizza dip all the time at Second District. The wings too. They were like a sardine ware thing. I like just I pulled out things from my pocket. Yeah. So, but yeah, and then you know, I did not win. I have not won anything I've been on, but I feel like I
feel like
own it.
If you win, they won't invite you back. It's like you gotta like you're right at the perfect spot.
Yes.
You're like making great stuff, and like you got invited back.
Exactly. You can't win, and then they, like you said, I'm waiting for my call back.
It's fun. Do you have anything else planned? I mean, yeah, the Forest Main thing that has not happened yet, but do you have stuff that like you're kind of wanting to do in the future? This is enough to handle right now.
No, I feel like honestly I can answer that as like I said, this is a full circle moment of looking at spaces. Currently working with a broker trying to find a space.
Yeah.
I'm kind of got my heart set on South Philly, but as I spend more time in the Fishtown area, I'm starting to get a nice little weak spot for it. So I literally just said today on my way here, like maybe I'll expand the search out this way a little bit because if we're gonna be here, so. No, I have a concept of a cocktail bar that I'm working on. That's
Cool.
Ooh,
Cool.
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah, I want to do
Would you
like,
treat the cocktails the same way, like elevated, highbrow, lowbrow cocktail?
for sure. Yeah. And then like I kind of want to do like the food like a little like girl dinner-esque, but like
Yep.
with my spins on it. So
That's fun.
I have a whole collection of plates for this concept, but no buildings. We'll get there one day.
build the whole concept, and then you'll just
Right.
get there.
For sure. Exactly.
That's cool. You have any more questions? Awesome. This was fun.
Yeah, a lot of
Our, like you said, our first food interview.
Well, thank you guys for having me.
Yeah.
How do we find you? At Gas and Main?
Yeah, at Gas and Main with 2 S's, GASS and MAIN
Cool.
And your personal Instagram.
is Dane, DANE .DeMarco.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome. And then do you have an Instagram for the new Snack Shack yet?
It's coming.
Okay.
I'm waiting to.
We're gonna
have
find it.
something.
I mean, everybody follows Forest Main, so like whenever
Yeah.
you post it, people will find it.
I think they have, it's like Forest Main new space.
Yeah, they're gonna have a separate one because they want to, their main page is followed by people, around the country that
Yes.
aren't gonna care about what the things that Snack Shack's doing. So,
Yeah. They'll see it. Also, yeah. Shout out Peter Brezzo. He knows everybody.
Peter Breslin knows everybody.
Cool. Awesome. And then you can find us at the Brewdat Podcast. Subscribe on YouTube and everywhere else.
5-star.
5 stars. Listen to Evan, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cool.